everybody from Northern Virginia. We are still getting some snowfall, and today I thought I would take the time and share with you how to create while living on the road. This is just a sample of the items that I have created while living in a 30-foot travel trailer with my husband and my dog. We are coming up on 3 years now that we've been full-time in our RV. We work while we're on the road. We're not retired. So I just thought I would show you a sample. As if you've been following me, you probably know that I have a shop where I sell a lot of my items. So that's why this is just a sample of it, because quite a few items that I've made have gone to their homes. So let's just start with the journal that I'm currently working in. This is just an altered box, and if you've followed me for a while, you've seen me flip through this. So I'm not going to flip through the ones that I've recently done. You can go back in previous videos and find these. So I created this journal, and that's to use for January and probably February. I have done a little tutorial on this little mini journal, and I love this. I love how this came out. If you have not seen this before, just go through my playlist and you'll find a tutorial on how to create one of these for yourself. I love this little journal, and I've just been carrying it with me. Isn't this adorable? I had so much fun doing this, and surprisingly, well, when you're filming and editing, it always takes longer, but it's amazing how much time goes into these little projects. So that's an item that I made. This was a little altered Propel electrolyte box, and I turned this into just a very plain writing journal. I haven't written anything in this. One day, what would be nice, if I ever get organized enough, I'd like to just fill this with my favorite quotes. I think that would just be beautiful. So it's got 3 signatures, and it's all coffee dyed papers inside, and again, I love how this came out. I don't know if we made this together online. Gosh, that's terrible. I should know that. I can't recall if I did a tutorial. I'm sorry. It's just terrible, my mind. Okay, this is a journal I'm working on now, and I've started this some time ago, and I had to sit it to the side because things got hectic. This is just a flip-flop. They call it a flip-flop journal. It's just envelopes. It's always funny to me how people rename things, but it's the same concept. It's just somebody will rename it and claim it as their idea. So it's always kind of interesting. This signature has not been sewn in yet. I've still got to find papers and add to it. So it's going to be a full-size standard TN size journal when it's done. And then on the back, I've stitched this so that I'll have. Oh, actually, I haven't there. I thought I had. I must have a pocket up here. No, the pocket is here. I can't recall because it's been so. Yeah, okay. So what I thought I would do is have a tag here that's going to hang out, and just probably have a tab that overhangs so that you can see it on this portion of it. So I'm working on that currently, and I'm going to be hopefully finishing that up soon. This is my journal from 2023. This is my private journal. I'll just very quickly, let me just set some things over to the side, and I'll just very quickly flip through that so you guys can see what I did with that journal. But before I do that, you know that this is the journal. This is my own personal journal for the whole of 2024. I've recently sold 3 similar ones, so I am not going to do a flip through of this because I haven't even begun to work in this one myself. So I'll set that to the side. And if you're interested, you can go back and see that in a previous video. So Okay, so this is my 2023 journal, and I kept it very simple on the front. This was just a thrifted napkin, and I loved it, and I just thought it doesn't need any more. It's my journal. I'm happy with it. So inside, what I was going to say is I did the cat hand. Yes, the Misfits Makeovers 2023 by Cat Hand. If you're not familiar with her channel, I would advise that you take a look. She's really talented, and I really enjoyed following this challenge. What it is a monthly challenge, and so I got into it quite late. In fact, it says here I started it in October, so I had to go back. But this was the January prompt here, which was an envelope, wire, napkin, a charm, and a magazine page. Okay, and so I didn't have wire, so I used some gold thread in place of that. So what she does is she's got a like one of those random pickers, and it will decide the items, and I think you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5 things each month that you will use on that page. So February is a tea bag, button, square, circle, and a postage stamp. So this one, I do remember that I had forgotten the tea bag. After I completed the page, I realized I had forgot the tea bag, so I kind of had a fail on that month. But there's the postage stamp, and that's what I used for the circle. But I like how this came out. This was a paper pack I had gotten, and you know, oftentimes you'll buy a paper pack, and then after you get it home, you think, I don't know if I'm going to actually use that. But I like how that came out, and it gave me the opportunity to use some of that paper up. A little snippet there. March was a corrugated cardboard tissue paper, triangle, and yellow leaf. So that was that prompt. April was a paint sample, stitching, rectangle, brown paper, and a quote. So that, oh, I love this quote. It says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." I saw that quote on a bench here at one of the parks that we like to walk at. Unfortunately, the last couple of days we haven't been able to with the snow and ice. But when I saw that, I took a picture of it, and then I wrote it in here. That's a beautiful quote. And May, this was my May prompt, which was a clothing tag, stamp with a found item, book text, and marker washi. I don't know. I must have written that down wrong or something, but that was for May. And so, okay, so then I started to do the December ephemera, remember? I can't even pronounce it, by Louise Hensel. And I purchased her kit that she created to coordinate with this, but unfortunately I did not get very many pages into this, and everything just got so busy. But it's in here. I'm happy with the pages I did create, and as you can see, it doesn't flow, but I don't care. I know that this was a different challenge. I know a lot of people get really hung up on things coordinate, and normally I would want 2 pages to do that, but this just lended itself for this prompt, the first prompt for that. And then I added the prompt list, but as I said, I couldn't complete it, which is a bummer, but that's just the way things go sometime. And then this goes back to the Misfits Makeover Challenge, and this was my June prompt. And actually, I'm not going to even bother going over those. I'm just going to do a flip on through this, guys, because I don't want this video to get too long. So yeah, that's very, very different, as you can tell from the previous, which is I think what I really enjoy about these challenges, it gives you the opportunity to use like this, is some really bright colors. I had this piece of ribbon that it was on something we got from Daisy, and I thought, well, that's kind of a nice reminder, you know, of that period when with Daisy as well. Daisy's still fine, but we know we're on the final days. This was just a picture that I took while I was on Mackinac Island, and I just stuck it on there as well. So just little things from our day-to-day life. This is some chicken in the wood mushrooms that we picked when we first got to Virginia. There was a huge cluster of them, and I made some sauteed mushrooms that night, and they were amazing. This is another page that I did for that Louise Hensel challenge. And then this goes back to the Misfits challenge. So it's a bit of a, you know, a mismatch, but I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. And then I just tucked in some more pictures from the lavender farm when we were in Michigan. And this was another page, August, from the Misfits. This was just a collage I made on my own, just using up some things that I had. This is the November of the Misfits challenge. This is Louise's. I love how this one came out. I'm really, really pleased with that page. But I think, again, it's kind of interesting doing challenges from different ladies, because Louise's style is very grungy, and or Kat's, I don't even know what the definition of hers would be, but I'd say she's very bright colors and very artsy. Louise's as well. She plays, well, she's on the design team for Tim Holtz, so she uses a lot of his materials, and so it's interesting to play around with the different styles. Just some private journaling. This was just a really, this was just documenting the day out, which was, it's not really cohesive, I don't think, but I stuck it in, and afterwards I was like, oh, I'm not really happy with it, but it's too late. This was just some packaging that I had, and I thought it was kind of cute. I just stuck that on there. This, I took these pictures at Lake Michigan, and I like it as a to remember the day and many days we spent on Lake Michigan. I was searching for the Petoskey stones, and I could not believe how many I actually found. I never dreamed that I would run across any. I think I ended up with about 6 Petoskey stones while I was there. So again, this is the Louise December challenge. I'm not sure. Sorry, that's some private journaling. I'll cover that. I'm not sure what this was related to. I've got a number 7 there. I don't know. Maybe I started another challenge. Again, I just threw in some stuff from that day for that one. This is another collage I did. This was not a challenge, but just a page that I just wanted to do. And I like how it came out. I just had a few scraps, and I thought, oh, I'm going to see if I can make these work. So that came out nice, I think. Playing around again here, not necessarily part of any kind of challenge, just using up. And, okay, the other day I was speaking about greeting cards. This is an example of a greeting card that, in fact, I believe, no, this was all on one card. And I just used it to make a couple of pages, and I think it came out beautiful. I love the poppies. Nothing really happening here. This is not complete, but I've just closed this journal. I mean, you can see there's still pages unused, but more private journaling. But I'm happy with it. This was just sticking in some things more private. This one I just wanted to do something. Oh yeah, this was the December Misfits, and so that was my take on that. And then here I just stuck in some extra photos from 2023, and this was just a little yeah, I wrote this little quote down. I thought this was really nice. I can't recall. Sometimes I hear things on inspiration channels on YouTube, and it really resonates with me, and I try to write it down, and this was probably one of them. It says, growth is hard, change is hard, but nothing is as hard as staying somewhere that you simply no longer belong. And I thought that was a really nice quote or saying, so I've written that in there. And that's the sort of thing I'm thinking would be really nice to get coordinated enough to just have this full of little sayings and quotes that mean something to me. Okay, and here's another page just for the fun of it. And this I just practiced doing some little doodling. You've seen these butterflies at Dollar Tree if you're here in the U.S. And I'm always drawn to buy them, and then I never can figure out, well, what am I going to do with them? This one I think it works beautifully on this. And again, this was a sticker from Hobby Lobby, and I thought that was nice. Okay, and this was another collage. I believe this was the Misfits. This was the October one, I believe. I'm not mad on it, but I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. Just do it whatever flows at the time. And I started this page, and then I wasn't really liking the way it was going either. So as you can see, there's just few pages that are just blank, but that's okay. This is just a collage. I just had these scraps, and I just wanted to play with them. So my love of bees. And that's it for that journal. So that is 2023, and I don't think I've ever flipped through that for you guys. I just thought some people kind of enjoy seeing that. Alright, so that was another journal I made while I was on the road. You've seen those. These are some other items. Let me just check the time, guys. Okay, I want to make sure this video doesn't get too long. These are altered playing cards. So I just started a ring of these, and whatever I had, I just put them together on there. I'm sure I've probably got more in one of my lockups that I can add to this when I get settled. And this is what I like about it. I can keep this with me, and if I just want to do a very small project and not get too stressed out, it's nice to have these little binders. Now this is altered index cards, and again, it was just pieces from, I believe this was a Daphne's Diary, one of the few I've ever purchased, because I think they're just so overly priced. So I just cut up and did what I could with that. And again, these were just scraps, and I just wanted to use them on something. So again, these are nice because I can carry these with me. They don't take up a lot of room, and I can just add to them, you know, when I feel like creating, but I don't want to get too stressed out. Okay, so this was another thing that I made, and I love how this came out. There's a little pocket there, a pocket here, and then another little pocket there, and you could add a photo, which I should actually take this and add, and maybe I'll do that at some point, but I've got it done. And then this was similar, just on a smaller, well, no, this is a different project altogether. I remember now, this really needed double-sided paper, and I didn't have any, because then you wouldn't have all this white showing. But isn't that cute? And then you've got the tiny, is that a little tab? Yeah, it must have got stuck in there. So you got a tag that fits in there. I'll have to try to trim that down. But I thought that was a really sweet little project, so I actually just tucked it in here as well. It is, again, it's surprising how long it takes to do these things when you're on the road, because you can't just pull your items out and leave them. You've got to pull them out, use them, and then put them away. So I did that. This is just, I'm not going to go through all of these little faux tickets, which I'm going to stick into that. More altered tags, I'm going to put that in there. This was starting the guest check challenge, and I only made it, it looks like up to day 28, which is typical of me. I can only get so far with things, it seems like. So, this one's my favorite. I love that one. That came out beautiful. These two are my favorite ones. I think those came out really nice. So, yeah, I participated in that up until day 28. So, that kept me busy. And this one, I think I must have lost one along the way. These were postcard challenge, and it was only for 4 weeks. I did all 4 of these, but one of them's missing now, so I may have accidentally pulled it and put it in one of my other journals. But again, this was another challenge that I did, and I believe this was on a Facebook group. So, okay, so this one is probably going to have the most, oh, actually I didn't show you guys this. This was another thing I made, and this was a lot of fun. So you've got this little folio, I guess you would say. So you could tuck something here. You've got a little pocket here, and then these both have tags in them, and then this is just a little paper clip that I'll actually put in that other journal. And then, of course, you got room. You could do some writing here, or add a photo. And back here, this is another large pocket that I just haven't made a tag for. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun making that. I can't recall. So I don't know if I'll stick that. This journal's getting quite big. This is my inspiration journal that I made in 2023. Envelope is the base. No. This was a gift bag. The base of this is a gift bag. So in here I am starting to collect different projects from, you know, some of my favorite creators. There's a pocket there, and then you've got this one. In fact, I think this is a belly band, or I mean, like a, yeah, this one goes through as well. I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't. So you got a pocket up there, and then this one. But isn't that beautiful how that came out? This one is, I love this one. This was a book page, and you just got all of these little pockets with tags in them and ephemera. I love the way that looks on a page. Altered paper clip, and then this was just a little pocket here with the journal card. So this is just really where I am saving anything that I find really has inspired me. This little pocket here was a lot of fun because this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets in that. Yeah, this one was it was meant to look like a little clipboard, and I thought that was really cute. So yeah, this is just a place that's going to house as much as I can, and then obviously I'll have to build another one. This is a little book that I've made out of altered playing cards, and I did the little tab binding with washi tape. So I've actually still got to work on this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pages that I need to complete on that. So just terrible. I get started on something and then, you know, something, you don't dare go on social media because you're going to find something else. This one will actually look nice under this little paper clip, I think. I was hoping I could have that butterfly peeking up. That's too high. I don't know. I'll find some place for it. Maybe on this side. Little scrappy notepad with just scraps. I thought that was really sweet. Tell you what, I'm going to move that and put this in here. Okay, so yeah, that gives you an idea. This was another little fabric bit of journal bling that I created. I've got a tutorial for that. I'll just put that in there with it. So yeah, just a real mix of things, and a nice place I can come to if I'm feeling kind of lost. You know, we go through that where we think, oh, what can I do? And I do have to say, for me personally, going on the internet can often be the worst thing for me, because there's just so many people out there that are so talented, and you become overwhelmed, I think, especially if you just want to get on with it. You're like, okay, I just want something I can do quickly. That can, for me personally, I think that's the worst thing, is to get online. Because I'll just end up sitting there for hours, and then all my spare time is gone, and then I have to just get busy doing something else. One second, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, this video is probably going to be longer than I had hoped. This I've got a tutorial on. This is taking a 9 by 6 envelope. I believe that's the size. You know, the manila envelopes that you can pick up. This is taking one of them, and I've got a way of scoring it and cutting it so that you'll end up with this. You've got 1, 2, 3 pockets, 4, 5, 6 pockets. I can't remember. Yep, 6 pockets out of that, I believe, or 7. There may be one. Yeah, there's another one there. But that's in my description box, or I've got a playlist for these tutorials. So if you're interested in how to make that, it's actually pretty simple. So check that out. Yes. So this is another altered playing card. I probably should just put that on the ring. This was a couple of leaves that I collected in Virginia as soon as I got here, and I backed them with muslin, and I'm actually going to do some slow stitching on these, but I've tucked them in here just to keep them safe, and as a little reminder, I want to do some slow stitching on those. And then the back of this journal, I'm still working on this as well. So this is going to have a little gusseted pocket here. I've got to do some embellishing there. And then these, oh yes, this is another item I made. This was back in August, and I wanted to use up those Tim Holtz people, and I love how that came out. Look at all the layering of laces, so really pleased with that. And I'm going to tuck that in there as well. And then this has just been clipped in here, and this is a double pocket here, full of ephemera. So I've got that just clipped. Okay, so there is that. This is my inspiration journal, and got the little bee charm. So that has kept me quite busy, guys, while I'm on the road. It can be done. And that's my whole point, is I want to just share with you guys that you might think you don't have enough space to become creative, but I think if you want to do something bad enough, you will find a way to do it. It's amazing how much I've managed to carry with me. I will be dropping quite a lot off next month when I go back down to Florida. I'm going to run down, you know, for the birth of my first grandchild. So in doing that, I'm going to drop quite a lot off, and I'm also doing slow stitching. I'm still working on the friendship quilt that I've shared with you guys. In fact, I'll just grab it. Okay, so I will move this out of the way, and I'll share with you the textile items that I'm working on. So yes, I'm embarrassed to say I'm still working on this, but it is starting to come together. As you can see, I've started stitching some of my favorite buttons. I just think that's such a unique button, and I want to have this save, like this is a mother of pearl, and if I find something like that, I've felt that was a very unique button. And I've got some glass ones from, oh gosh, where did I buy that from? I got some beautiful glass buttons that I'm going to have to add. A couple here. Alright, so I'm not done. As you can see, I've still got to come back and do the little, I'm doing like a double beaded stitch. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but it's not just a single bead, so I don't know if it's a double bead, because I'm new to this. So I've still got to fill that in. I've got to do all around here. And I should have, these three I had done before I stitched them to this, but I was getting so frustrated with it. I just thought, no, I want to get everything in place because I wanted to complete all of my piecing. So now I've got to complete that one. I still think this one's too plain, and I want to come in and maybe fill in the sails with something here, and then I've still got this whole block here to do. And the other this journal that I shared with you guys in my previous, I did finish. This was actually a block to go in this, but I felt like, to me, 2, 4, 5. I wanted 5 instead of 6 blocks. I just felt it went better. So this was actually one of the blocks that was supposed to go on this friendship quilt. So I have now finished that, and I backed it with denim. I mean, my sewing machine has got issues, but we won't talk about that. So I'm really happy with that. That was my page for the my interpretation of the stitched on that. So, all right, so that's kept me busy with the textiles. Now the other thing, let me grab it. Okay, so I've made myself a little mug rug, and this was just weaving fabric scraps through, and then I added this. This isn't done. I thought I would do one of my stamped images with a saying on there. And then of course there's a layer of denim in between, and then I backed it with this. But in hindsight, this was my practice one, right? So the next one is I'm going to do all of the stitching here and then back it with denim or a coordinating fabric so that you won't see any of the stitching. But it was just fun, and right now I've got a little candle sitting on it, so it's just something kind of nice to do. Okay, so what else? I've started on the snippet rolls, and this one I'm going to keep for myself because this has got pieces of my favorite fabrics. This is vintage, vintage, vintage. Well, I'll be honest, I think most of these are except that. But I thought that coordinated nicely. So now what I'm doing, and isn't this one pretty? It's all in green. I might keep that one too. But what I'm doing while I can is I'm starting to just get my base fabrics stitched down, and then you can see I've come back through and started doing a little bit of slow stitching. Now that's a machine stitch, and I'll tell you, my machine is so messed up, I don't even know. I've got a brother, and it's like the cheapest one. Half of the stitches, when I go to do it, I'm getting an error code, and I just can't afford to take it into a shop, so I'm really bummed about that. But I just thought what I'll do over the next probably 4 weeks is I'm going to try to get as many of these made as I can. And this one I did different. That was the first one. I don't want so much of my machine stitching because I want to come through now and start practicing my embroidery. And I think it gets it kind of takes away from it if you've got too much of the lines running through. So that's another thing I thought I would do over the next couple of weeks is try to get as many of these made as I can, and I'll probably do several of these. I'm hoping to get better at this because the girl that I watched do it, hers was more, I would say, organic. She hadn't squared it off, and it did look beautiful. But when I tried it, I don't know, it didn't come out as pretty as hers, although she had much more contemporary fabrics. And I'm just going to use what I've got because I can't afford to buy any more, and I've got a lot of scraps, so I'm just going to do what I can with it. But I think these are kind of nice to make, and I thought it would be fun, you know, to have these as just I'm thinking of somebody gift. And it would be nice, I could just happy mail these as well because they're so small and light. It wouldn't cost that much to send. Okay, so that's what I've been doing, guys. That's been keeping me very busy. As you can see, there's always stuff that you can do. That's not the problem. The problem is finding time. That's always the thing I struggle with, is finding time to do it all. But that's what's been keeping me busy. I hope you guys have enjoyed that. And again, I would just say, if you want to get in and try something, don't let your space, the size of your space, stop you, because you can achieve a lot. You might not be able to have all of the supplies that you want, but you can certainly have enough to get started with. So, okay guys, that's it for me today. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you here soon. Bye-bye.